update this week, I think. Again, I'll be doing these videos weekly just to let you know about everything that's going on in this fantastic community. So let's dive right into the updates. We just finished a rather wonderful 5-day or 5.5-day retreat here in Victoria, Australia. For those of you who don't know, that Victoria is the name of a state in southern Australia, and we had the retreat a couple of hours from Melbourne in a very beautiful area, and we shared this land with some donkeys and alpacas and a pony and kookaburras and lots of kangaroos, and that was awesome. The biggest kangaroo we saw was like 6 feet tall, and quite, when they're that big, they're like they're not scared of you at all. They know they can take you. So they've got this slight attitude as they look at you. Or maybe I'm projecting, who knows? Anyway, so yeah, I got to see kangaroos for the first time, and that was pretty awesome. And we had quite a deep and powerful retreat with some experienced practitioners and some newbies as well, and just a wonderful mix of people. It just worked out perfectly somehow, even though we had quite a range of experience on this retreat. And I'll just read you a little share from someone who was on the retreat. It's lovely what she shares. She said, I just had the best and most revelatory, important, and expansive 5 days of my life. So many massive openings, unlearnings, letting go, and awakening to a totally expansive way of being. I am completely in awe of the experience and everyone I shared it with. So yeah, that's from one of the retreat participants. So I can't say that all the participants would give such a incredible review, but I know that many of them had a very powerful experience, and several even said they had a life-changing experience. So that's wonderful. And now I have like a week break from teaching, which is of course full of catching up on a whole bunch of things. And then I'll be in Bali, starting the Samavesha immersion in Bali on March 1st. March 1st, the immersion starts. So yeah, I'll post a link to that. If anyone wants to be spontaneous and come join, I think we have one spot left, maybe none, so don't quote me on that. Don't be disappointed if there's none. But yeah, I think there's a spot left in the Bali immersion starting March 1st. In other news, there's our Foundations course, Foundations of Tantric Yoga online free course is just been exploding. We now have 5,100 people registered in the course, and the first batch of students, just a few dozen, just completed the course, because it's drip content. So whenever you sign up, the content gets dripped to you at a specific rate to make sure you get a chance to integrate it, so you can't rush through. So depending on when someone signs up, just the first wave of people are completing now. Anyway, yeah, so it's amazing to have these 5,000 people in there. Of course, I can't answer all the questions. I've been doing my best. I've answered a lot of questions in there, and I will answer more, and I probably won't be able to answer 5,000 questions. Fortunately, not everybody asks a question. Many people benefit from other people's questions. So if you're in the course, be sure and read the Q&A before you ask anything. It might have already been answered. Meanwhile, in Tantric Yoga now, we have That's also been growing and growing. We have 7,700 people as of today in Tantric Yoga now, so that's wonderful. And I hope you guys that are in the group, which I hope you just support the newcomers. The main problem from a user experience point of view is that people don't realize we have these learning units which have all this content and have very detailed courses in tantric scriptures and so on, but most people don't actually know that's there until it's pointed out to them. So this is a design problem in Facebook, and eventually not eventually, this year we will be moving off Facebook. We will be attempting to transition this community off Facebook. We'll still have this group, Tantric Yoga Now, but I will certainly be in it a lot less, starting probably in the summertime, maybe. Anyway, sometime later this year. Because we really do want to transition the community off Facebook for many, many, many reasons. Of course, Facebook is for profit and is constantly scraping your data to sell to third parties. But also, we just don't have the functionality that we want to have. And this is one major example. Thousands of people in the group don't even realize there are learning units with all this content free for them, But there's many reasons. I don't want to list them all now. And I really hope that all of you do sort of make the transition to our new Tantrika Institute online learning portal. So that's what I'll talk about just for a moment now. So currently the Foundations of Tantric Yoga course is hosted on a platform called Teachable. And we'll keep using that platform for a while. Eventually, starting in the summer, we're going to have our own custom-built platform built by wonderful software engineers in India that are being supervised by our amazing Chief Operating Officer, Tyler Marshall, a phenomenal human being, a phenomenally competent human being. So that platform, as I've said before, and I'll keep saying until everybody gets the message, will host all the content that's currently on Facebook and on Patreon and on many other sites. And so I'll be able to consolidate. We will be able to consolidate all this content into one place in a very, very streamlined organization, so that you're not looking at all different sites, including, by the way, all my blogs on my personal website. My academic and practitioner blogs will eventually be migrated over to Tantrika Institute. Several of them have just been migrated over. So check out tantrikainstitute.org. We keep updating it, and it's going to be constantly growing for the next, 4 years at least. So so some of my blogs live there now, and eventually they all will. And some of Kavita Chinayan's blogs also are there, and we'll add more blogs from her. She's so far faculty member number 2 of Tantrika Institute, and we do plan on for sure having more faculty members. There's a lot of wonderful plans that you'll hear more about. Okay, so the online booking portal to book all our 2020 retreats will be up next month. So I know you guys have been waiting for that. There's a lot of background work that's happening. People are working very hard. And as fast as they can. But that booking portal will be up in March, so you'll be able to book all the retreats in 2020 on that portal, including retreats in Portugal, in Mexico, and other locations. Okay, so I think that's it for that part. Speaking of Portugal, at our new retreat center there, which is not yet open, we are doing a lot of wonderful stuff is happening. So property enhancements, and this is also supervised by Tyler Marshall, our COO. Property enhancements, let's see, beautiful new bungalow renovation, adding space. We're doubling the number of people the property can hold. Because it was running as a bed and breakfast that could only hold 12. We're doubling that to, almost doubling it to at least 22 people, with plans to expand further. And everything's being done very carefully to make sure that the capacity is correct. So we're building more bathrooms. We're building a new yoga shala. And please follow Tantrika Institute on social media, on Facebook, and on Instagram, so that you'll see the pictures as the property grows and develops. So that's also wonderfully exciting. And gosh, I think that might be it for this week's community update. But if there are any questions, I'm very happy to take them. I know those of you in North America are asleep right now, but those of you in Europe and Australia are awake, and Asia. If any of you have any questions, just put them in the chat window. Here I'll also put the link to tantrikainstitute.org, where you can see the new blog posts. Well, they've been migrated over from other sites. And I continue to work on translations, just finishing up the Spandakarika translation. Of course, that's going to need a whole commentary. VBT finished the translation of the main text, but there's a lot of commentary to look at in Sanskrit, and so I'm working through that, and I will do a VBT video in half an hour probably, or a little sooner, because we are just coming up, we're on verse 87 now out of 160 verses in the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, that great masterpiece of Tantric Yoga practice from 1,200 years ago. So other stuff happening. I don't want to reiterate what's already been said in other community update videos, so be sure you've seen those. This is number 3, and the most detailed one was the first one. Be sure you see that and get caught up, and then see them each week, I hope. Okay, wonderful. Those of you who are live, nice to sense you. Yes, Wendy asks about Mahashivratri, that is on Friday the 21st, the night of Friday into the early morning of the 22nd. And I might be able to do a live stream for Shivratri that would be in the morning for those in Europe. Because I'm in Australia, I might do a live stream on Friday. But anyway, to celebrate it yourself, basically what you do is from sundown until you pass out, all night if possible, sundown to sunup. But from sundown until you pass out, you do as much mantra as you can. You immerse in the stories of Shiva and Shakti. It's a holiday of mantra, music, celebration, and stories. So for Shaivas, it's a bit like Christmas, I suppose. Tantrikas traditionally double their normal daily practice time. Whatever your daily practice is, you double the length of it on Shivratri. So then you can also do the evening festivities in any way that works for you. And hopefully I'll be able to share something this Friday, which, remember, is going to be like the morning for those of you in Europe and the night before for those of you in the US. and Canada and Mexico. Om. Take care, everyone. Thanks for being part of this amazing community, and lots of love to all of you.